is a 1974 Datsun 260Z. I don't know what to say about this car.
What's wrong with what you were just saying?
I don't know if it should be like a tour of the car. 5 things I love about this car, 5 things I hate about this car. Should I buy my father's Datsun 260Z? Hang on, this video is gonna suck.
No, I'm not being in this.
Do you want anything to do with this car?
Nope. Why aren't you buying this car?
This car can't get out of its own way.
What do you love about this car?
It has nostalgia. It's my first time I ever saw a sports car, ever sat in a sports car, ever smelled a sports car. When I was like 6, I had to sit on this just so I could see out the windshield.
How long has your dad had this car?
Bought it originally, 1974. 38,000 miles. I gotta get my positive sunglasses on. Okay, I'm back. It's slow, it's antiquated, it's noisy. This car is awesome, it's in really good shape. On August 2nd, 1981, my dad put $16.02 of gas in here at the town pump. I mean, you just can't find maintenance records like this.
So who would be the perfect second owner of this vehicle?
Part of me thinks me, because I shouldn't let a car like this go. I have the 350. The 350 does everything this thing does way better. This is the iPhone 1, right? And I have an iPhone, well, I only have a 10 right now. This is an analog player in a digital world. I mean, that's like a Corvette. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome to Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and welcome to another video. Somewhere around the corner of this car, my wife is hiding because she didn't want to be in the intro of the video. Why are we in Fergus Falls, Minnesota today? Well, if you're new to the channel, this is my hometown. It's nothing special, but my family still does live here. I'm up here visiting them. And then this is my dad's 1974 Datsun 260Z, which played a huge part in me purchasing the 350Z that probably most of you watch my channel for. I'm not quite sure the direction I'm going to go with this yet. Whether it's going to be a review, a tour, a sales pitch, I'm not really sure. But I thought I'd just give you a quick tour inside and out of the car and maybe take you along for a little bit of point of view drive and some opinion from a friend and give you guys an idea of what this car is all about. Well, here it is. Possibly the cleanest Datsun 260Z left in North America. I'm not sure. Some guy might have one in a garage somewhere else with lower miles and in better shape, but this one isn't too bad. I'll give you a quick rundown of the exterior, go over what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. The car has been driven, so there are some rock chips and stuff from other cars on the highway. You got a little dent here. I don't know if you can see it on camera underneath the emblem. Oxidation on the original paint is showing a little bit. My dad stored it in a downstairs garage one time and a little bit of water got on it over the winter and sat, and it kind of left these water stains on the hood and along the door here. You can see a couple spots where if you didn't do something about it in the near future, rust could be starting, but right now it appears to all be surface up there. And then I think this fender back here, actually it's the driver's side fender. You can see just a little surface rust starting that you'd want to take care of right away. A little bit down here as well. But all in all, for what she is, the exterior is in pretty good shape. Some of you may have seen the louver install videos on my Z. This is the reason I wanted louvers. My dad's car had them, so I had to have them as well. It does have some aftermarket. I think they're American Racing Anson or Anson Sprint or something like that wheels. The center caps have been replaced. Originally, I think they were plastic instead of American Racing. One broke. Those are stainless steel center caps on there now. And that kind of wraps up the exterior. Before we go through the interior, I'll give the hood a pop and we'll take a look at that. It does pop from the front like the Corvettes and some other cars. So this has got the stock 2.6 liter inline 6. The only thing that's not original on here, to my knowledge, is these carburetors. I believe the 2.6 stock carbs were kind of a headache. So these have been replaced. They do need a tune right now. The car is going into a shop later today to be kind of tuned up because it isn't running perfect right now. You might notice that in some of the clips I show you later. But all in all, for being original and from 1974, it does look pretty good in here. Kind of a random thought of my own, but to me the 260Z is kind of the 2007, 2008 350Z. You see the 240 came out, that was kind of the original Z to come into America. I would consider that like the 350 DEs when they brought the Z back in like 2003. And then the 260 is pretty much a 240 with a 2.6 liter engine in it. Not a lot of body changes, so that's where I kind of say, well, that's kind of like the 07, 08 HR. Zs, you know, there weren't a lot of body changes. The engine was slightly upgraded. If any of you are HR owners or know about the HR, the hood on this is like identical to an HR hood, obviously just from another time, where the DEs kind of had those two lines coming up. And then of course, I think, you know, the 280Z would be kind of like the 370Z, and then the 300Z came out in like the early 90s, and to me that's what the 400Z is kind of going to be with the turbo option. So I think it's kind of cool how the Z car has really followed its heritage throughout the years. I'll pop you into the interior quick. Now this is not super clean, I haven't gone all the way through it, but it is pretty minty. The dash is perfect, there are no cracks, it still has the original radio in it, original shifter boot. Unfortunately, the original shifter knob threading, yeah, you can see right there, is bad, so the knob will pop off. I did look on eBay the other day, looks like we can get threadings for it, or even original knobs still, so that's kind of a cool option. No AC in this car. It does have these vents on both the passenger and driver side that you can pop open, and that will bring air in from the outside. And then getting into the car, it's quintessential Z car. You know, you got your tach and your speedo here. Maybe kind of hard to read and see. I'll zoom in on the miles for you. 38,781 currently. There's the tach, redlining it around, what, 6,500 or so. 3 gauges in the middle. In 1974, you had temp and oil, amp and fuel, and then a clock, still working, just not set right. You can maybe hear it ticking. Gauges are really ahead of their time. You know, this is a 1974. If you guys look at the 1994 or 1993, whatever, the Mark IV Supras, the gauges in there are no different. This car is very driver oriented, focused. Not quite as much as the Supra where it kind of sweeps down and towards you, but you know, you definitely, this is a driver's car for sure. You want to know what a 260Z horn sounds like? Here you go. The steering wheel I love as well. I kind of mimicked it in the steering wheel I chose for my 350Z. I went with this 3-prong look. Obviously the horn is quite a bit bigger than the one on mine, but this steering wheel had a lot of influence on the one I chose for my 350Z. The seats are in excellent shape. Again, original. Maybe the tiniest bit of wear on the bolster where you'd always see it. I also don't want to forget to mention the seat belts. They've got this really cool harness type look to them. You have to pull them out extremely slow. The seat belts are very sensitive. If you go fast, they'll lock. So you have to go very slow to get them out. And this car is all about safety. I don't know if these are sensors or what down here, but if you don't have your seatbelt on, whether you're the driver or the passenger, if you're the driver, the car will not start. If you've got the car started and a passenger is in here without the seatbelt, I don't believe the car will go into gear. It actually blocks you from going into gear if the passenger is not wearing their seatbelt. Original black carpet under the floor mats. Hopefully it's coming through on the camera. Pretty minty, just needs a vacuum. Down here in the center console, you've got a rear defroster, your hazard lights, and then this has a power antenna on it. Being as the car is carbureted and from 1974, you do have a choke. The only time you need it is that first cold start of the morning. Pull it all the way back, fire the car up. It usually goes pretty much right off, and then as the car warms up, you just slowly bring the choke forward. Headliner is black, in really good shape. I think my dad still has like the original plastic. Probably straight from the factory, I don't know. This just comes off, but it's still there. Original owner's manual, of course, is in the glove box, along with probably some 30-year-old insurance cards and who knows what else. Lights, of course, are on this little stalk right here. You've got your washer fluid and windshield wipers, and then probably the most elegant turn signal I've ever felt. It's very slender and slim. Your brights are also here, but it is metal. They don't make them like they used to, but I love how it's just so simple. And then the vents on the car are super cool too. They've got like almost a, I think, aeronautical or airplane type look or feel to them, to me. I really dig that as well. Of course, no power windows, they wind. Locks are not power either. And then the door handle right down at the bottom of both doors. Ahead of its time, it was kind of using like a diamond pattern on the interior, like in the center console area on both sides. That's pretty cool. I'll pop the rear hatch. So all original carpet back here. My negative sunglasses, and my dad liked to wear driving gloves with this car, so those are his driving gloves. But as you can see, again, super minty. I believe you can access the rear struts or shocks or whatever from here. I don't know if they're adjustable or not. Some Z connoisseur might know and comment below. But again, given this thing hasn't been in too extreme of heat or anything, all the panels on the interior in really good shape. I haven't found any cracks or anything, so that's pretty sweet to have a car this old in this kind of shape. This is something a lot of dudes used to do back in the day. My dad keeps a notebook in the car, basically recorded every time he's changed the oil and gotten gas. It goes back all the way to when he first took ownership of it. Looks like in July of 74. All the crucial info you'd need at the front of the book: oil type, filter size, it looks like, capacity, drain plug size, all that good stuff. And that kind of rounds out the interior. I don't want to sit here and just babble on and on about the car. I think the video will show what kind of condition it is. A lot of you guys probably want to see it drive, so I'll take you for a point of view drive right now, and then I'll transition you into a drive I had with my buddy Simon a couple days ago. I had this out kind of in the lakes area, driving through some windy and twisty roads, seeing what it was made of, and I picked up Simon, so I'll show that now.
A few minutes later.
Be right back.
How sweet is the seatbelt? It's like
It's like ahead of time.
Yeah.
Rear wheel drive though, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know it. I'll give you kind of the rundown on how it works, and then I'll take you down, and then I'll let you drive it back. But basically, the car functions best between like 2,000 and 3,500. It's dead below that, and there's no power left or torque left above that, so it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
The clutch needs a lot of gas. Like, you got to rev it up to like 2,000 and then slip it.
Yeah.
Because if you drop it, it'll die. And there's no power steering, but I think it actually kind of helps, like in the corners. It feels.
Oh, dude, nice and tight. Yeah.
I think you'll like how mechanical it is, though. Like, you can't.
I will say, like, that is one of the reasons why I enjoy the Trans Am, because it is so mechanical.
This is 100 times more mechanical than a Trans Am.
Even better.
It's only got 4 speeds too.
Okay.
And this isn't threaded, so if you rip it hard, we're coming undone.
Nice. I love that the 350Z has got some of the same internals.
Dude, you literally feel like you're driving a 350 without power steering and really slow.
Yeah. You look back here and you're like, oh, it's a little bit more dated than the 350Z.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I wish
Honestly, this
this
diamond stitch down here, I don't know if you got that on YouTube or not, but that diamond stitch is insane. And this, that feels real nice.
Real nice.
Here we go.
You got it. There we go.
I honestly feel like the e-brake's on a little bit.
The brakes are still a little tight because they've been swelled up and sitting for 10 years.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
Whew.
Just lights up your soul.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, too early on the shift.
Alright, coming up into the apex. Gonna downshift a second as we approach
The hairpin turns.
the hairpin turns. There we go.
There she's in
Ooh,
it. She's
yeah,
in the power band.
She's in. 3,000. I will say though, the steering is not bad.
No, the steering, no power steering makes them so much tighter.
Yeah.
If this thing had a lower center of gravity, it would be the ultimate.
I'm not doing that.
She's like, gas, gas, gas.
She likes to be full throttle, what can I
No,
say?
she likes, like I I said, 2,000 to 4,000 in the gas is what she likes. So I could totally see.
Whoa!
Right? Every 20-year-old YouTuber. Whoa! She popped! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Whoa!
Oh, she is.
She's two-stepping right now.
She is two-stepping on us.
Two-finger shift. There it is.
Dude, you just got to know her. You're already two-fingering her.
Oh yeah.
Japers.
Yeah. Pretty soon we're gonna have a three-finger.
I went straight for the fist. I just doesn't like you.
There we go. Now she does. I don't want to. Okay, fine.
Okay, you can do it. Okay,
I'm so drunk right now.
just do it.
Corner. Here we go. Power steering. Nothing. Whoa.
Ooh, the old 195 Goodyears. Thought about it for a second.
Yeah. Do you feel like she's coming alive right now?
Well, we're cleaning her out.
I think she likes me.
yeah, she.
Yeah.
This dude can drive.
Mom, man.
I think she likes me. Pop. Oh,
That was perfect.
that was totally perfect.
And around the hairpin we go. Try not to.
I stuck my Trans Am right down there one time. Luckily, the rear tires were still touching the road.
Dude, like completely different car from when I started, I feel.
This is the first window I've been in where my elbow up on the window was like in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
You know?
I will agree, yeah.
Just doing the thing on the wheel with your thumb and finger.
Yeah. Look at her go right now.
She loves it.
She's got a personality.
This pillow was in here and I'd have to sit on it to like see out.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
And my weight would barely like
compress it.
compress the thing for the seatbelts on this thing to shut up.
Crazy.
So that's the hard thing I have with it, that he wants to sell it, because I'm like, this is my first, this
sentimental.
is my first memory of a sports car.
This is a sports car. And as a kid, it doesn't matter how it drives, how fast it is, as long as it looks cool.
Cool, right?
Yeah, because anything is fast to you because you're used to riding your bike.
No, it's not. It's a Datsun.
It's a Datsun.
Datsun. Final impressions of the Datsun 260Z.
Okay, so the thing that I like the most about the 260Z is going to be the mechanics of it. Everything felt so mechanical. I feel like I am literally a part of the transmission. I can honestly feel the cable from the throttle to the carburetor.
Yeah, right?
I feel like I can feel it, and I can actually like picture the mechanics working. As
You
I'm
in the car,
driving.
one.
The thing that I don't like about it is as I'm cornering, sometimes I feel like if, I don't know if there's a lock on this at all, that anti-theft lock, but if the car were to stall, I feel like this could lock potentially, just because she hasn't seemed to.
It doesn't have one though.
It doesn't have it though, yeah.
No.
That makes me feel a little bit better, because as I was cornering, I was thinking, what happens if she dies on me? And
No, I'm locked out.
then I'm
going
locked
through this corner.
Yeah, and I hit those trees.
There is a reasonable chance that this car will be going up for sale in the next couple weeks. My dad's kind of giving me first dibs on it right now. I love the car. It has a lot of sentimental value to me. I like to be a minimalist. It's hard to be that when you're a car guy because you want to own more and more cars. Let's go take a look at the 350 here real quick, compare it to this.
24 hours later.
So here is my 2006 Nissan 350Z, and after a flight across the country and starting to edit the beginning of this video, this is the reason I will not be purchasing my dad's 260Z. I won't go over the whole car because a lot of you are familiar with it already, but let me just show you a few reasons why this is good enough for me. As far as the exterior goes, it's everything my dad's car is. It's an original body and all that. I put some aftermarket wheels on it. The louvers are off right now. They don't make them like they used to, because I can't figure out how to get them to stop rattling, but they will be going back on. So on the exterior, I know it's not a 260Z, but aesthetically, this one does just as much for me as that 260Z does. Now on the interior, I put this steering wheel in so I could have a 3-prong steering wheel just like the 260s. The gauges, very similar. Tack, speedo, you get an extra one over here with fuel and whatnot. You get your 3 gauges in the middle. Still a very driver oriented car. I get 6 speeds instead of 4 in this. Bluetooth hookup. Can talk on my cell phone. The car's a lot quieter. It does have AC. This car has a butt ton of miles on it, so I don't have to feel bad about every mile I drive, whereas if I had purchased my dad's 260, I would feel bad driving that a lot, and I would never want that feeling with a car because I want to drive my cars. Keep it super short in here because I think this video is probably gonna get kind of long, but I bought this car, you know, snapshot in time about 2 years ago, and I paid $400 more than my dad paid for his 260Z in 1974. I'm all about financial savviness, being smart with your money. So to me, this is all I need for the time being. And although the 260Z has some sentimental value, I'll take that blue pillow before we sell it. This pillow is in here and I'd have to sit on it to like see out. I'll stick it in the back of mine and I'll keep my 350Z for the time being. The 260Z will be going up for sale. I'm helping my dad get it listed right now. Most likely we'll put it on Doug DeMuro's site, carsandbids.com.
Which is my enthusiast car auction website for cool cars from the modern era.
But if anything changes with that, I'll put it in the description of this video. Of course, if any of you have questions about the 260 or are interested in it, feel free to contact me directly, Instagram, or just put a comment below. In any event, I think that will do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed taking a trip down memory lane with me with my dad's Datsun 260Z. I appreciate you all so much for watching it. Stay tuned for more. I'll catch you in the next one.
Listen.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video, and welcome to Pelican Lake, Minnesota. Pop that clutch.
Dad, your car died out in Pelican Lake.
Dad! Mom!
Dad!
Oh.
Yes, you got it in her.
Oh.
My dad can never see this video.